The following podcast is brought to you by the Johners Podcasting Network, found exclusively at WrestlingWithJohners.com.
So this is a new thing we'll be doing. I've got Iconic Shadows here. Everyone knows who I am. One reason. This is a predictions video, which we will start doing. The first one will be Double or Nothing. So, Iconic Shadows, thank you for joining me.
Hey, how's it going?
Yeah, all the best. How are you? You been good?
Yeah, not been too bad.
Good. You excited for Double or Nothing? You're going to be watching it?
I'm potentially going to be working that night, but I might occasionally try and watch a few clips when I'm not busy.
Yeah. So we will get into it and we'll start talking. What match are you looking forward to the most?
Mainly just how chaotic it's going to be, and I'm going to probably say this now because I'm surprised they've changed it to him, just as a little teaser for what we're going to be talking about. But how can you get hit by a bus and then be put into a match like that?
Yeah, and a broken foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. He seemed to have said that it was like a blessing in disguise, from not doing the Mount Everest.
Yeah. So he can get back to work or whatever.
That's true.
Or potentially, at least.
Yeah. He always comes back quick, doesn't he? Anyway, so the first match that we'll get into and talk about is this one. You've got Timeless Toni Storm versus SERENA DEBB for the AEW Women's Championship. What's your take on this?
Well, it could potentially go either way. I feel like it makes more sense for Toni Storm to continue to win, even though they made Serena DEBB more of a sympathetic face sort of character compared to when she's been a heel in the past. It's certainly a difficult one. I feel like Toni Storm's character is that over that it doesn't make sense for her to lose right now, but maybe you could start sowing the seeds for her to lose.
Yeah. I mean, for myself, I can't see Timeless Toni Storm losing neither, so my money's going to be on Toni Storm. I think what Maria May and is that Luther in the background, I think what they're doing as a trio, I think is amazing. The fact that Serena DEBB came back and, as a challenger. Serena DEBB's an unbelievable performer, but I can't see her winning this one.
No, obviously it's taken a while for her to come back, but I don't think this is probably a time to win just yet.
I can see, I think further down the line, I would have Maria May versus Toni Storm.
Oh yeah, especially even regardless if it's not for the title, it's definitely a match they're probably hoping to have.
Yeah, that would be a good one. Or you could Jamie Hayter, Toni Storm, Maria May, Wembley.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are wanting Jamie Hayter to come back, and I feel like, at least I'm hoping anyway, it's definitely injury related, or maybe she's got personal commitments that she needs to do. But a lot of people, as time's gone on, have wanted her to come back more and more, and for whatever reason, Brett Baker's not been on TV much. So hopefully we get more of those come back over time.
Yeah, that'll be a good one. So the next match. So who are you saying? Maria May? Or no, not Maria May. Toni Storm or Serena DEBB? Who are you going for?
Oh, Toni Storm, without a doubt, yeah.
Toni Storm, I would have this one as well. So the next one I'm going to put on is this one. Who have you got for this one?
Okay, who I've got and who I want are two different people. I don't know if you've got the same sort of opinion. I think, depending on how they've got things booked going forward, I feel like they maybe want to push the title in a good direction. So regardless of who wins, this is the type of match you do it in.
Yeah.
Plus, you've got the whole idea of Roderick Strong still got that faction. Is it the Undisputed? I forgot their name.
Kingdom, innit?
Yeah, something on the line. I'm not to put any shade at all on them, but I felt like with how they did the whole demon, the devil thing, and because of how Adam got injured, I assume that's not how they were going to reveal it. It may not even been Adam at one point, for all we know.
Yeah.
Some people even thought it might have been Jack Perry for the longest time. I mean, going with his character now, I wouldn't have been surprised, but that character might not have existed if it wasn't for all the things along the way. I think, going off what I've seen, I think they are going to go with Roderick Strong. I'm going to go with Roderick Strong myself, but I actually want
Really?
William Ospreay to win.
Well, I think it could, to protect. I want Will Ospreay to win, and
Oh
I
yeah,
think,
definitely.
and I think Will Ospreay should win. Reason being is he's got that momentum since he's coming,
Yeah, yeah,
and obviously, if Roderick Strong loses, it's not really going to affect him because he's in that group.
yeah,
And
definitely.
I think, yeah, like I've just mentioned, that Will Ospreay needs to win
Yeah,
because
yeah,
it's that momentum, and he's kind of, he will lose it. Say for example, come July anyway, just for, and then who knows for Wembley, Allin,
well, yeah.
who knows. So, or they could do an interference.
Hmm.
Do you know what I mean? But my
Something to
money,
protect both people, sort of thing.
that's what I mean, to protect both people. But I would have Roderick Strong win. But
Hmm.
in my eyes, if it was any other opponent, then yeah. But
Yeah, because like I mentioned, and I'm assuming you probably got similar thoughts. That faction is just, it's ebbs and flows. Like you don't want
hit
anybody
and
in the
miss,
faction to
hit and
go
miss.
down. Yeah, but at the same time, you book yourself in a sort of difficult situation, like having him go against Will Ospreay. It's like you need some kind of reasonable out on the
Yeah,
situation, and you don't want either person to come out bad. So, like you say, an interference could very well happen.
yeah. So I'm going with Will Ospreay. You're going with Roddy.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's a very interesting one. So the next one is, I don't get this one bit, but an eliminator match: Jon Moxley versus KONSUKE Takeshita.
Konosuke Takeshita, yeah.
However you say his name.
Yeah. I usually just call him Takeshita because it's easy to say. The issue I have is that it's not even a title match. So are they even
Agreed.
allowing AEW wrestlers to defend it on pay-per-views only when they agree for it to be defended potentially?
Mm.
So maybe they have more of an angle when it actually gets defended. So perhaps I think it's more likely that you could have maybe a screw finish again, or because it's not an actual title match, you could say that Konosuke's got more of a chance of winning than he would have done if it was on
Yeah.
the line, because then he actually gets a title match when he could then lose. It depends on the direction, I suppose.
Personally, I would have Takeshita win it because
Yeah.
Moxley don't need to win the match. Or,
No.
like you said, it could be a screw finish, or it could be anything else. Or I would have liked Jon Moxley. Yes, it's in the AEW pay-per-view. I would have liked Jon Moxley to have reversed someone from New Japan Pro Wrestling
Yeah.
at the event.
I agree. Yeah.
Or, yeah, Takeshita needs to win. To stay relevant
Yeah,
and
because he's been
on that
quite aggressive.
barrier. Yeah,
Yeah.
Moxley don't need to because the name's up there itself anyway.
Yeah, even though he's technically from WWE, he's one of those sort of, at this point, yeah, you could say AEW originals, like he's been there
Yeah,
from like the start.
yeah, pretty much. So I'm going to go for that one. I think I'm going to go with Takeshita because he needs to win more than Jon Moxley does.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to agree because it makes more sense if the title's not on the line for Moxley to lose, and I feel like he's probably going to more likely lose in New Japan than he would do in AEW for that title when
100%.
it's not even the AEW
I,
title here.
I could even see either the Don Callis family butting in, or I could even see someone like Gabe Kidd,
Yeah,
coming in and costing Moxley the match.
yeah, that would be quite interesting because it could lead to more matches over that side. So it's sort of like
Yeah,
setting up matches on both brands. Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean.
yeah. I mean, so all in all, I'm going to be going with Takeshita.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, Takeshita as well.
So this next match, I'm not going to say I'm not invested, but it needs more. In my eyes, this match needs a stipulation for it to be up there.
Yeah.
And that's going to be Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta.
I think the problem is, supposedly they're saying that Chuck Taylor might be completely out in terms of wrestling. And with how aggressive that side of it was with Chuck Taylor, it feels like they invested a lot of the match types and stuff on there. So maybe they're like, well, how do we book it without it sounding too much like we're overbooking potentially? Maybe
Yeah.
they want a straight up match, so maybe there could be some interference by Don Callis because he's been talking to Orange Cassidy a lot recently. So maybe it's going to be like a weird or a heel manager talking to a face situation. Because there's no way Orange Cassidy isn't like thinking, well, why is he talking to me? Maybe he's just being nice. Maybe that's the way he's looking at it. I'm not sure. But yeah, I would agree. Like I don't know, something simple like Force Fit anywhere would be interesting.
Yeah, it needs to be more of a stipulation, to be invested in the match. I mean, I'm invested in, and it'd be nice to see what they do with Trent Beretta, and Orange Cassidy is always a regular. But
Yeah.
I think a stipulation would, put that up there. Whether it's a Falls Count Anywhere, street fight, backstage, something stupid like that. I think
Yeah,
after
as long as it's not an Orange Punch match or whatever that was with Chris Jericho.
Yeah, that'll be eventful. I mean, we'll find out tonight on Dynamite.
Yeah.
So who knows? But I'm gonna go with, for that match, I'd like Orange Cassidy to win, but I feel like Trent needs that win, to show more of a heel side and the momentum going forward.
Yeah, sort of solidifies who he is a bit more. You never know, they could go with a swerve angle where they have, even though it's looking like Beretta's got no friends, what if he ends up going with Don Callis? And it ends up being sort of like a backward step.
But I don't get that.
Yeah, it also wouldn't make much sense, but I'm trying to think, what do I want, but against what will they go for? But
Yeah.
I don't really want that to happen, but it's the sort of random thing they sometimes have at pay-per-views. With the current situation, I'd probably say Trent Beretta needs to win more. Definitely, I agree.
Yeah, it's the thing these days with professional wrestling. You can never predict, can you? You can try,
No.
but who knows? So you're saying Trent, I'm saying Trent. We'll see.
Yeah.
So this next match is going to be very interesting because you've got the debut of Mercedes MONE versus Willow Nightingale for the TBS Championship. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, it wasn't until recently where I thought there was really much excitement whatsoever in this, because I knew how this started because she got, I think it was injured when they were in Japan for that sort of situation before she disappeared because of the injury. And then I don't think she's wrestled a single match in AEW yet.
Nope, that's the first one in a title match.
It feels like she's been heavily protected because she's being potentially either pushed to push Willow, which I think is less likely given how they've done it,
Yeah,
or to end up just winning the title, which is weird because it's been put in a better position on the card compared to the women's title.
Yeah.
I feel like going with the situation, Mercedes might be more likely to win.
I see that.
I think they are more likely wanting to think who's going to get more views, who's going to turn things around. I just found the whole CEO theme song and Titantron was a bit silly at first, to be honest.
You're not going to have someone that big of a name come in and not win the first match.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be going with Mercedes.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you on that one.
I would love to see. I'm just running out there. I would love to see a sneak attack before by Saraya.
Yeah, that could be interesting because again, she's not really been wrestling much either.
Because they've got history. Remember from when Sasha Banks kicked her in the back?
Yeah, because that caused the whole injury to begin with.
It did, yeah. But I'm going to go with Mercedes. You're going with Mercedes. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, we'll have to see.
So this one, yeah, I'm a bit hit and miss. Swerve versus Christian Cage.
Didn't Christian literally just lose recently? And then he was off TV for a little bit, then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
you're having a world title match. I mean, I guess it fits with the Young Bucks' whole current gimmick, but it just doesn't make much sense. And I
Personally,
get they've
I'm
had
just going to
history.
say Swerve. Swerve's going to win it.
I feel like Swerve has to win it. Like, yeah, they've got history because at one point they sort of like teamed up, I suppose you could call it, like aligned. But that's all this match really has going for it, is because of their slight little bit of history. Like Swerve kind of has to win, even if the Mobile Embassy gets involved and tries to cost him or whatever the case may be. I just think it's silly if they just take the title off him already.
Yeah, I know. It's one of them. Swerve needs to win because it's his like second defense or something crazy like that. Plus, why would Christian lose a TNT title to Adam Copeland and then win the world title? It just wouldn't make sense.
No, it would just make Adam Copeland's win look a bit silly.
Yeah, I know. But I'm gonna go with Swerve.
Yeah, like I know a lot of these predictions have been very samey, but it's I'm gonna have to agree with you on that one. Swerve's probably gonna win.
He's gonna have Swerve's just gonna have a rocket up his arse and always to take out Nick away and Luchasaurus, which is known as Kill Switch, and Christian Cage and whoever else decides to get involved.
Yeah. I've heard
Crazy.
some people predict that maybe we see Swerve keep the championship till
Wembley.
Yeah, Wembley, and maybe face Will Ospreay for it.
Yeah, I can see that happening. Right, so there's 2 matches now left. You've got. I'll ask you which one you think should be the main event. Do you think which one? I'll ask you which one you think should be the main event. That we'll talk about it. Do you think this should
Okay.
be the main event, or do you think that should be the main event?
I think the second match should be the opening.
This should be the opening.
Yeah, mainly because it gets people watching, it gets people focused, and to me, the opener should be as important as the ending. You want to keep people interested, and you want to get people's attention. That way, the Anarchy Arena doesn't have to end as soon as the time says, or you could be like, "Oh, we're going to keep going," sort of thing. You know, like. So if that's what the main event is, and that's what they're definitely going for, that wouldn't surprise me, because that could be the sort of angle they're going to go for. The EVPs could be like, "Oh, the match is going to end when we say it ends," sort of thing.
Yeah. So we'll talk about it. So you've got Adam Copeland, which is you've got versus Malachi Black for the TNT Championship in a barbed wire steel cage match. Personally, I really love what Adam Copeland is doing since he's come to AEW, you know, because he wanted that little bit more freedom, you know, to work the full-time schedule. He's been putting on banger matches with the members from the House of Black. He's been putting on the instant classics from in Toronto with Christian Cage.
Yeah.
He never really got that in WWE, which is, I think, is quite sad, to be honest. Because both competitors are good in their own way. I see this is a weird one, because who I want to win and who I think is going to win is 2 different stories. I think
I had a similar situation earlier. Yeah, so
I want Malachi Black to win. We've not really had many singles runs from him. Do you know what I mean? We've not really had many single matches.
I feel like his last best one was when Cody was still there. And that was a while ago now.
I want him to win, but I see Adam Copeland winning.
Yeah, I think Malachi probably should win. In fact, that's what I'm going to go for with my prediction, because what better way to quiet down those expectations by potentially making it so, I don't know if they're trying to hint towards this, but what if Adam Copeland ends up joining the House of Black?
It's like a little bit of a brood, isn't it?
Yeah. So maybe instead of the situation where he was meant to be leading the Judgment Day, he ends up being under Malachi.
Yeah.
And he ends up holding this win, if he does win in this match, over Adam Copeland for a while. Like, not necessarily in those words, but like,
I can see that.
Yeah. So he could be like, "Well, what are you even at this point? What do you even stand for and all this?" Like, and then you also get the rub on the other members of the house by having Adam in there, because then at any point you could have the faction split. You could have just Adam get kicked out because he's just there to be there.
Yeah. But other than that, I can see that what you've just said. I can see that happening.
Hmm.
Who are you? So you're going for Malachi Black.
Yeah.
I want Malachi Black to win, but I'm going to say Adam Copeland only because he's just literally won the title.
I
But
feel like of all his defenses, this is the more likely one that he's had since getting the belt where he could lose. Because Malachi's not had many singles matches, and a barbed wire steel cage match sounds very over the top. So Adam Copeland could very well lose.
yeah, but you're going with Malachi. I'll go with Adam. Now this one's very interesting. You've got the new Elite versus FTR, Darby Allin, and the American Dragon, Bryan Danielson. Who have you got?
Yeah.
Tell me what your thoughts are.
So I suppose the question is there anyone else that's going to interfere? Because anyone can interfere because it's just like a street fight effectively, but everywhere. And question is, are you going to have a situation where Darby Allin is costing the team by doing something crazy and then just disappearing for most of the match? So people thinking, oh, Darby's going to be gone. And then will he come back and then help them win? Or will he just be gone because, he's so injured? But yeah, will we have a situation where maybe somebody new joins the Elite? Will we have, like, maybe Hangman Page comes back and then joins them as a heel? With this sort of situation where it's in, I just want it to be good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because these matches are very touch and go.
Yeah. One thing what I will point out is last year there was 5 competitors on each side, which this year is 4. So that's very interesting. Gutted that Eddie Kingston isn't in there because he always does something crazy and he's a bit of a fruit himself, but he's a good. But all speedy recovery to Eddie. But my prediction for this, I'm gonna say the Elite need to win because then everything that they're doing and they've done means something, and then it can continue to build with the story. You could, like you say, have Hangman come back and join them. Could also Darby's definitely going to do something stupid. That's just predictable. FTR are going to have some amazing moments with the Young Bucks. You're going to have Okada versus Bryan Danielson, go at it again. I think Jack Perry's gonna get thrown about like a rag doll. I can just see it. But I like Jack Perry since he's come back. I think throwing him in the deep end with New Japan and the House of Torture and coming since he's come back, unbelievable.
Yeah, it's definitely been interesting, but I feel like I'm going to mention this now, that I really hope the whole side with Tony Khan being on screen doesn't dampen the whole New Elite situation, because the way he was selling the whole neck brace, like, might have at face value looked good, but it looked really silly that if his neck's supposed to be stiff, he shouldn't be able to move as easy as he was making out to be on these
I thought that.
videos that he appeared in. So with that in mind, I definitely feel like there's more of a case for the Elite to win than Team AEW, whatever they're calling themselves, to win.
Yeah, I thought that. So the Elite, like I said to you earlier, the Elite need to win. You know, to cement them as a faction and the heel on the AEW, and then it also goes forward with the story.
Yeah, I don't think they should be taking a big loss until the next pay-per-view or two later, because, like you say, it just looks silly if you're trying to build up the Elite again for them just immediately lose.
At least until Kenny, Hangman, and everyone's back.
Yeah.
That's it. But yeah, other than that, that's the predictions done, and we'll see which one of my predictions or your predictions is right come the 26th. So thank you for coming on. I really do appreciate your time, and we will be doing a lot more of these.
Yeah. We just had to figure out times for each of you.
Yeah. So we'll try and do it like 4 or 5 days before each pay-per-view.
Yeah. subject to change, obviously, because
Yeah,
things
definitely.
they might change the card, and we might have to work around our schedules.
Yeah. Other than that, we will do it for AEW, WWE, TNA, any other promotion.
Yeah,
Other than that,
sounds good to me.
thank you for coming on, Iconic Shadows. I really do appreciate your time. Look
No
forward
worries.
to publishing this and getting it out there.
Sounds good to me. Can't wait to the next one.
Yeah, if you guys like this, make sure you comment, subscribe, and keep up with whatever you're doing. Enjoy.
Yeah. See you later, guys.